Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and Celebrity Interviews live from the Grotto with Greg, Hanna. Greg, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, Neil. How are you? What a week.
Yeah, what a week. And we have an amazing guest, and I'm so excited to welcome Sarah Fisher on the program. We're going to be talking about When Hope Calls. How are you, Sarah? Calls Stills. How are you, Sarah? Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Yeah, perfect. When Hope Calls, it's second season. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your background, Sarah, and how you got involved in this.
So I auditioned for this show. Oh my gosh, when was this? I guess it would have been sometime last year. And yeah, it was a really great process. I've never partake in a show or a movie or in a role that w was back in the early 1900s. I've never done a time period piece. So when I saw that the world of Brookfield and the world of When Hope Calls was back in back in the early 1900s, I was really excited to take on that challenge. Just how does my character even walk into a room differently? And you've got these incredible outfits, and hair, makeup, and wardrobe are amazing. I wish I could say it was my real hair, but the hair my character has is like beautiful mermaid hair, and they put a bunch of extensions in. And it's really cool when you're kind of placed in the town of Brookfield on our set. It really takes you back, and it's been a really amazing journey so far.
All right, go, Greg, with your question.
That's great, Sarah. So, hey, nice to meet you and chat
Nice
with
to meet
you.
you, Greg.
Cool. Hey, what's the funniest or most unexpected thing that's happened on set so far on filming?
It's a great question. I think one of the things is my first day on set, my first scene, it said Hannah rides in on donkey carriage. And I was so excited. And donkey carriage, I was on. I came in on Kramer. He's that's the name of the donkey they had. He's I think 10 plus years old. He was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I came right in on donkey carriage in my first scene. That was literally the scene. I was just riding through a field with a billion bumps on like a really like not so sturdy carriage. And then they said, by the way, Kramer doesn't go uphill. And I was like, oh,
Oh
so how
no.
are we gonna reset? He did. He was a tank and he did amazing. But they were like, at one point, Kramer's gonna call it, and he's like, I'm out. So we just kept rolling until Kramer was like, I'm good. But he's so cute.
So, for the fans that did
Awesome.
not watch season one, and definitely need to go back and they can stream it, what should they expect from this? Especially to go back, binge watch season one, and get ready to start season
Yeah.
two.
I think to be honest, I think what they have to expect is there's going to be a lot of change. But the writers and everyone involved in the making of this show did such a brilliant job in tying in a lot of elements and characters and storylines and relationships from that first season into the second. But there's going to be a lot of stir up and changes and some love interest happening in season two. Lots of new characters, new storylines, new relationships brewing. So the cool thing that I love about season two is I don't want to give anything away, but they've made some really incredible choices just in terms of some of the action even happening on the show. That the second Nick Bateman, who plays Wyatt, him and my character have a lot of scenes together. And when we read the script and saw all of this action packed moments and scenes that were happening, we were really excited about it. So I don't know how much I can tease what it is, but it is. I think there's going to be a lot of new, exciting surprises.
Go, Greg.
That's awesome. Hey, Sarah, if you could switch roles with any other character that you're working with, who would it be and how come you'd pick that one?
Kramer, I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, that's such a good
And you pick
question.
Kramer so you don't have to go
Yeah,
uphill, right?
I mean,
Is that
honestly, that's not a bad choice. He's just lives a beautiful life. He's a working donkey too, let me tell you. He doesn't stop. They were like, he's commercial after TV show, movie. So no. While that answer is partially true, um, let me think. That's a really great question. Oh wow. I mean, there's a lot of characters that get to be on horseback and are like very like they're ranchers. They live on the ranch. They hop on a horse and they gallop into a field. And that's been like Nick Bateman, who plays Wyatt. He gets to be on horseback a lot. You know, he works at my uncle's ranch. So that's really cool. Although Hannah, her whole childhood was on the ranch. So she's got it in her to be on horseback and to be in love with that world of, you know, horses and being on her ranch and being at the house, the cabin. But she's kind of rusty. So I think she's gonna get to a place where that becomes really second nature and becomes really comfortable for her. So the exciting thing is I think she's gonna get there where she can like hop on a horse and like gallop into a field, which just looks really fun.
And I'm sure it's awesome being part of something that was written by Karen Kingsbury, that the taking that story. It's
Yeah.
her work is amazing and just continues to rock it out and now creating different shows from it.
Yeah, yeah. Karen Kingsbury, I worked with her on Someone Like You, and it was such an amazing project. I got to film in Nashville for 7 weeks, which was incredible. Nashville, I always say a little piece of my heart is still line dancing in Nashville. It's just so beautiful over there. It's so amazing. And it was a really special project. Yeah, it was really, really special time filming. I got to play two different roles, Andy Allen and London Quinn, which was such an exciting thing for me to dive into as an actor. I love a challenge, and it was one of the things that drew me to the project the most was seeing that, you know, getting to dive into one really dynamic, interesting character is so exciting. But when I saw, oh, I get to do that times two, I was like, oh, that's something I really want to try. I've never done that before, and I'd love to take on that challenge. And similarly, in When Hope Calls, it's been really an awesome challenge as an actor to really have to look into like what did life look like in the 1920s. You know, my character came from St. Louis. She owns her own dress company and clothing boutique. What would that look like? What would she have had to you know, how hard it would have been for her to have been in that position, and what does that mean? And so there was yeah, there was a lot of sort of additional research to taking on the part, which was part of what I was so excited about.
That's cool, sir. I got to slip in this quick question. Do
Yeah.
you ever watch like 1923 or Yellowstone? Do you like those shows at all?
You know what? I've been meaning to watch Yellowstone, and I feel like I have a list of binge shows right now, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm hard at work with all these binge shows, but Yellowstone is definitely on that list. I've heard amazing things about the show. I would love to watch it. Do you watch it?
Oh yeah, it was great. My wife and I,
Nice.
we went through it, I think in a week.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh my gosh, good for you, and that's something to be proud of. That's some
Now,
good binge
now,
right
and the
there.
problem is there is not, we got to continue to get more and more great content, especially on PureFlix and different platforms to stream because ultimately we binge watch so fast and now it's becoming the new TV. Have you
Oh
noticed
yeah,
that, Sarah? Yeah, a new episode every week in different shows, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not binging anymore. I'm watching 4 or 5 shows, but what am I going to do to wait till next week? That's
that's
the
the
other
thing.
changes of streaming and where it's going.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I feel like it should be on my resume. Great at binge watching. I don't know if I'm gonna have a character who can just binge well, but I can binge well. So as long as they know that, I think I'm set.
Yeah, and they say there's another movie, there's another thing, and I wish I could get paid, Greg, for as much as I watch,
So
television.
do I.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. How's that
We
work?
gotta figure that one out.
You gotta ask AI that question for sure. Go ahead, Greg. Greg has a final question. He asked
Well,
all.
I got a quick one
One more.
before the
One more.
final final,
Beautiful.
if I
Sure.
can. My quick
Absolutely.
first one is I know you're also a musician, so I've been told. But
Yes.
if you could create the theme song for When Hope Calls, what would the vibe be?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Okay. Now hear me out on this because this is gonna sound really left field. This is gonna sound like, how is this a thing? But this is the first thing that popped up in my head. You know how like there is something so epic about the theme song to Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh yeah,
Dun, 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 you know, like that, like just this
yeah.
epic thing. While it may not have that pirate flair, I think there's something about the instruments and like the violins, like that movement where like seeing someone gallop on horseback, because we've got some incredible scenes with Mounties on horses galloping in fields for, again, something I won't say because I can't, but with this really incredible storyline. And it would be so cool to like hear something like da 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 da, and then you see a bunch of horses like flying. So I'm gonna throw that out there, and I think it's a creative choice, but somehow it makes sense in my head.
Love
Um,
it. That's awesome. All right. Now
Good,
here
Greg.
comes the real serious one.
Yes.
I ask everyone this because it's important for my life and for anybody who listens. And I know Neil picks up quite a few tips as well. Tell me, Sarah, what do you feel is the most important thing in life you've ever learned?
Wow. I love that question. Wow. Um, oh my gosh, I feel like there's so many things. There are so many things that come to mind. I think something that my mom has said to me before, um, and it's a very simple thing, but it really helped me, is she told me just let life happen. And I think to me that is about, I think it's important as well in many moments in life to make life happen for yourself. To even if it's hard, we're all in this together. Let's get up and try our best and treat everyone with kindness. And yeah, there's something to that where I feel like humans were so afraid of what we can't control. But I feel like once we surrender to that and we lean into it and we, trust your gut, do what you love, wake up every day loving what you do if you can, what a beauty, in whatever capacity, like what a beautiful thing. And the other important message from a really close girlfriend of mine named Carly Allison, who I had done a movie about called Kiss and Cry. Her motto was always smile. And while I think it is really important, of course, to be honest with yourself about how you're feeling and to allow those feelings to live and breathe and be, I also think I do believe if you find the good things and you look for some of the good things and you focus on the abundance of the beautiful things you do have, I think you welcome more abundance of those good things into your life.
Right. Well,
Wonderful answer.
I
Thank
could
you.
go off for an
no,
hour.
no,
I have
we
so
don't
many
have
things.
that. We don't have that available. I wish we
Yeah.
did. So again, the streaming premiere of When Hope Calls will be on PureFlix on April 3rd and on April 6th on Great American Family. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Great
All right.
meeting you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl, did he tell you his 6'10", Sarah?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
6'10"?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That should be on the resume. That's
All right.
beautiful. Six
All
foot
right.
10. That's incredible.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it, Sarah. Thanks. All right. That's a
Bye,
special
guys.
simulcast of the
Appreciate it.
Neil Haley Show and celebrity interviews live from the Grotto. Greg Hanna. Take care, guys.